Oh, I only heard one of the songs, and I like it a lot. I'm a fan of Kanye's music. I'm a fan of T.I., so for the fact that, he did a song with T.I. was dope. Getting two different views on their beliefs, thought it was pretty dope. I used to sample a lot. That's pretty much how I started producing. I was a sample producer. Times have changed where, a lot more musicians are creating samples from scratch, renditions of samples for, royalties and credit and publishing reasons. I think that's pretty dope, and it's more beneficial to get, samples that are created opposed to sampling and getting charged or getting deducted. The samples that I get that are created, I get them from different people. A lot of them are created from well-known producers, just to name a few, like Illmind and DJ Khalil, Jake One. These are like, notable hip-hop producers and who took the route of creating samples. Those are like some of my top three sources right there. I love the sound that I have right now. I feel like I'm still growing as a producer. Do have my own sound, without me actually trying to, stray too far away from, everything that's relevant now. I think it's still good to be distinctive, but not too far off, because you still want to be able to, be relevant, especially with, the time, and music does change every day. 808 Mafia is a collective of producers. My CEO, Southside, he basically just recruited a couple producers that he felt that would, help represent the brand in a certain way. I think it's, definitely a dope situation that I've been able to be a part of. I'm now the vice president of the company. I definitely didn't see this coming, but I definitely think it's dope. There is growth within this company as well, so I definitely appreciate that. But 808 Mafia is definitely one of the top production companies out there right now. My first big break, I've had big records, but I think it would be cliche for me to just go for my big record. I would think something that was more tangible would be like my first placement where I got paid. And now coming in as a new producer, when I first started, you still trying to build up your reputation, your name and everything. And it's, sometimes it can be hard, as well as it is for producers who do have a name, to get paid for the stuff that they do. So in the beginning, I initially was not getting paid for beats. Well, basically just because my business wasn't right. But I would say the first time I got a paycheck for a beat, I think reason why that was my oh shit moment, because when you create beats, or you create this music, it comes with certain price ranges. And I think, because I'm part of the 808 Mafia brand, it already put me in a certain price range, outside of the work that I was already putting in. So for me to get paid that was like a oh shit, because I probably never got paid that much of a lump sum up front before. When I first got to Atlanta, I basically came out to Atlanta on the account of Southside. Southside told me to come down to Atlanta, start this 808 Mafia movement, which was already a movement, but he wanted me to be part of it. But I would say meeting Waka Flocka, at the time he was a very popular rapper. He was pretty much at the height of his career, and for me to be around somebody like that on an everyday basis, what I'm saying, and to be so cool, and he's so humble and such a caring dude, I felt like, I wouldn't expect that from him if he just basing it off of, the music he puts out or however he's portrayed on, TV or whatever. So that was like one of the coolest moments ever, me and Waka Flocka, so that was dope. Third Eye Collective, by far one of my favorite studios in Atlanta. It's owned by a close friend of mine, Strap, and my friend Sam. Just outside of that, it's just the environment. The studio just has like a cool vibe. It's very artsy, a place where you could come here and actually get inspired to be creative. I've been literally coming to Third Eye for over 3 years. There was a point where I was in Third Eye Collective studio every day, day in, day out, calling in, trying to get that work done. Time has progressed, I travel a lot, so I'm not in the studio as much as I normally was, but man, like Third Eye, I'll forever love that studio, and every time I'm in Atlanta, I make sure that this is where I come. There's a million studios in Atlanta, but this is by far one of my favorites. And You know, if I haven't got a #1 hit out of here yet, I'm sure there's one to come. That's a fact. Right now, I'm working on like several projects. You know, I'm fresh off of the Moneybagg Yo 2 Heartless album and the Future and Young Thug Super Slimy album. You know, those just dropped. I'm currently working on a lot of new projects. I think the one I would like to promote the most is I have an artist. His name is Young Butter. You know, he's coming up out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and he's definitely like one of the best rappers I've heard within this generation, you know what I'm saying? And he definitely has a lot to offer to the industry. So I'm just here to help and, you know, make sure that he gets the looks that he deserves. And, you know, so I would say just keep looking out for Young Butter. He's definitely an artist that's on the come up.
Thanks for sitting down with us.
Yeah, it's no problem.